Hey guys, I'm live. At least that's what my iPhone says. And let me arrange some things here a little bit. And I'm first gonna confirm that everything is working on my computer. I hope you like the light, and I hope the audio is good. Let me check that. Okay, kind of good. And yeah, I hope you saw my two videos on the Xt3 launch that we all experienced today. And I still get around 1,300 views on my video every hour, which is amazing. Thank you for all the great feedback that you send me through the comments and through Instagram and email and whatever. Hey John, glad to hear that. Thank you. I'm gonna be here on my computer as well to see the chat, because the chat messages will disappear on the iPhone just after a few seconds, and I can check that here much better. Yes, I do have a Fuji X-T3 right here in black. I'm sorry that the image is mirrored. There's nothing I can do about that. I've checked, but that's the way this YouTube live stream works. I have it in black, and I have another one in silver. Let's close the door. And this one. Now, the first thing that I would be interested in is which color would be your favorite. Black or silver? Well, me personally, I would much rather pick the black one. Whenever I see images of these cameras online or in a print magazine or something, I really like the look of the silver version a lot. But whenever I have it in my hands, I would much more prefer the black one. Anyway, it's a matter of taste. It doesn't matter. The cameras are both the same internally. Yeah, as you saw, I had a lot of fun with these cameras, and actually these are not the only ones that I have. I have two more of them, so I have 4 Xt3s right now, all for the project that I did. 2 for photo and 2 for video. And as I told you, when I first took them in my hand, I was pretty, yeah, it was a weird feeling, because the camera feels a lot the same. It feels completely the same like the Xt2. So what you expect most of the time when you take a new camera out of the box, you would expect it to be different. But honestly, it's a good thing that the camera is not different. I like it. I like that I can use it right out of the box, and I don't have to learn or see or do anything to get used to this camera. Well, the things that have changed are all things that you will notice when you use the camera. So it is way faster. It has much faster autofocus, and the continuous shooting rate has improved a lot. And of course, the video features have improved a lot. And I guess we're gonna go a lot more into detail once we get rolling with your questions. I can see them coming in already, and I'm gonna start answering them as good as I can. Please do me a favor, leave a thumbs up for this video if you like what you see, and if you get some information out of this, then it would be greatly appreciated to get a little click back from you guys. So let's see what we have right here. John, I'm an older guy, but a new photographer looking to choose a system. I'm shooting an outdated camera. I wonder if the Xt3 would be a good starting place. Yes, John, thanks for your question. It depends on what you define, how you define a starting place. I would say that the Fuji X system is a really interesting, it's an awesome system, and it doesn't matter. I think it's a good system for beginners and for professionals as well. The Xt3 is an awesome camera and it's really easy to use, although what I need to say is that the menu options are really, can be overwhelming. Fuji gives you a lot of settings that you can choose from and that you need to understand. But you can also, you can use the camera right out of the box as it is. You don't have to change any settings. And so yes, I would say it's an awesome starting place. Yeah. But you can also start with an Xt2 or any other camera. Yeah. If you cannot take a good picture with the Xt3, you probably can't take a good picture with another camera as well. Okay, Jim, really? You like the silver one more? Yeah, good. You get the silver one, I keep the black one. No, unfortunately, I cannot give you the camera, but yeah, you can order the silver one. It's a good choice. Do the Xt2 grips fit the Xt3? No. The grip of the Xt2 is different. Let me show you what they did. I'm gonna take the grip off right here. So the grip is basically the same. So as you can see, it says sample. The connectors are the same, but they changed the pins. So these two have a different position and you won't be able to put it on, yeah, you cannot put the grip from the Xt3 on the Xt2, and the other way around doesn't work as well. So you need the right grip for the right camera. But that being said, the batteries are still the same. I haven't tried it, but I think the slider might be the same as well. But yeah, it's not that important. Let's talk about the grip a little more. The grip stayed pretty much the same. It has a shutter release, you can lock it, function button, quick menu button, front and rear dials that can also be pushed. Can you hear that? A joystick and so on. Normal and boost switch. So that's the grip. So basically, yeah, nothing special about the grip, but it's not compatible. Okay, let's go on. We have the question. If you want to take photo, landscape or city space tonight, which one will you take between, okay. I do have the Xt2, it's over there, and I have the Xt3. One thing to keep in mind is a special situation right now that I'm still not able to open any raw files from the Xt3. So I would pick the Xt2 for that, or maybe the XH1. Other than that, why not use the latest gear? So if I would choose to shoot in JPEG, or if I would be able to use the raw files, I would certainly choose the Xt3 for sure. Okay, please say something about the battery improvement. Well, let's have a look at the batteries. As far as I can tell, the batteries stayed the same. Yeah, we have the NPW126 batteries in here. 3 of them, 2 in the grip, 1 in the camera. So batteries are the same. And I haven't tested it by measuring something, but the way I experienced it when working with these cameras is that the performance has improved. And the way I read it today in the release from Fujifilm, it says that the battery life has improved by about 15%. And that's kind of what I was experiencing. So yes, there is a little better battery performance with the Xt3. If one has the Xt2, and judging from your last video, one really doesn't need to upgrade to the Xt3. Well, it depends on what you're shooting. Autofocus speed and continuous shooting rate are definitely not comparable. The Xt3 is a completely different and new system. So it works the way you're used to work with your Fuji cameras, but it has become so much faster, so much more responsive, and especially the video features are something completely different. And I don't want to miss these features. I really enjoy working with the Xt3. It's an awesome camera. I really like it, and I don't think that for my kind of work, I would suggest I would definitely upgrade to the Xt3. If I were shooting almost landscape photography, for example, or mainly portrait, for example, maybe I wouldn't care for upgrading. But for video, for high continuous shooting rates, and if you generally like to have a more responsive camera, yeah, it's worth it. You should definitely check it out. So let's have a look. What else do we have regarding questions? By the way, just to remember, hit the thumbs up button, please. Next question. Yeah, okay, I think we have talked about that. John, as I told you, the Xt3, especially regarding the price, it's an excellent choice. Go for it and you'll be happy for quite some time, I promise. Have you seen an improvement of image quality on the Xt3 over the Xt2? This question has been asked quite often, and honestly, we have seen an increase of 2 megapixels in resolution, which is not a lot. And honestly, I don't really care so much for resolution. The Xt3 also has an Xtra sensor, and yes, the technology has changed. It's a backside illuminated sensor, but that's not something you're gonna see in the image quality. It's something that you're gonna experience in the performance and the speed and the readout and rolling shutter and stuff like that. So the changes in sensor technology, I think they don't show up in a big way in the final image. You will probably see, but that's something that I have to test as well. You will probably see better noise performance, especially with the higher ISOs, but that's not something that I'm really concerned about in the Fuji system, because Fuji has an awesome ISO performance. And yeah, so basically I don't see a lot of improvements in image quality. And to be honest, I don't think that that's a point in which Fuji did really have to do a lot or something at all, because image quality is great, okay? At least for me. Whenever I need better image quality, I go to my medium format system, basically, and I get way better image quality. By the way, I have made a comparison video which is quite unfair, comparing the Xt2 against my Phase 1 IQ180 medium format camera. Unfair, but very interesting. You can watch that on my channel. All right. Where are we? Here. I'm using an Xt2 at the moment, and not sure if I spent my money for Xt2 with a new lens or Xt3. Well, okay, no one can take that decision from you. That's something that you have to decide for yourself. But I do always recommend people, if you have the choice between a new camera and a crappy lens, or an older camera and a good lens, you should always go with the better lens, because the lens is finally the thing that will project the image into your camera. So all the other older Fuji cameras are still good cameras. They don't get worse just because you have a new camera, okay? So pretty much what I would recommend is go for the lens, and yeah, go for the lens. A new lens gives you more options, and if you don't need the high frame rate and stuff like that, yeah, lenses are important. Hop it performance. Okay, I think, how is performance in low light situations? Yeah, well, quite good question. The performance has increased a lot. You can really feel that. You can even feel it in the daytime. When you have enough light, you can also feel that the Xt3 is way more responsive than the Xt2. But I have not done a big photo session in low light. So yeah, that's something that I really want to do in the next few days, or whenever the opportunity comes by. And maybe it's a good topic for another video as well. By the way, just let me know, where are you guys watching from? I'm really interested. Drop me a line, where are you located? Do you prefer the Xt3 or the XH1? Yeah, John, great question. It's a question I've been asking myself all the time. Let's call it this way. I would love to have an XH2 right now, because I love the features that the Xt3 gives me, with the better autofocus, with the eye tracking and stuff like that. Especially the video features are awesome. But I love the image stabilization in the XH1. And if you if you haven't already, you should make sure you watch my road trip video, which I'm gonna link right now. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna link it so you can have a look at that, because this video has been filmed on the XH1 almost completely handheld. And that's something that I would have not been able to do with my with a camera without image stabilization. So here's the link. Let's copy. I'm gonna put it in the chat so you can open that in a new tab. Definitely worth watching. So the reason, really, to be honest, the reason why I got the XH1 is the in-body image stabilization. And yeah, it was really worth it. So I would love to have a camera that combines both of these features. New sensor and image stabilization. Yes, I know that the Xt100 has electronic image stabilization. Yeah, maybe this could come to the Xt3. It's possible, but I don't have any information on that. And I was hoping that it would have this feature, but it doesn't. It's not stabilized in any way. So yeah, maybe we'll see something in this direction. But it's not there right now, and so everything that I just said stays basically the same. All right, I see. Portugal, Kansas, UK, Sweden. Awesome. So you're all over the place. John, no, it's not a bicycle trip. It was a road trip with a car. We rented a Mustang. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I would love to go again, just right now. I got a new camera, so I could go with my Xt3s and do a road trip. All right, do we have any further questions? Oh yeah, Germany. Awesome. Commodore. Old school. Very nice. Do we have any further questions? I'm sorry that I'm looking downwards, but I didn't find a tripod. They're all set up somewhere in the studio, so I had to use the table tripod now. No. Andreas, unfortunately, I don't know if there is, if there's an X Pro 3 coming, but I think probably it should be coming. It might be possible, but I don't know. I sold my X Pro 2 last year, actually. Or was it this year? Man, I sold it this year. Yes, I sold it. So I'm not that excited, but there are rumors about the new medium format from Fujifilm. If that one would be coming, it would be awesome. I would be really interested in this one. All right, could you talk about the pre-shoot when you press the shutter? Yes. Indonesia, Japan, awesome, exotic places. Well, okay, let's talk about the pre-shoot material function in the Xt3. The pre-shoot function is pretty interesting. Oh, Werner is only listening. Yeah, drive safely. The pre-shoot function is pretty interesting. It works in the following way. You set up the you set it up. Let me do that real quickly. All right, I need to set up the electronic shutter for that. So let's do that first. and now let's activate it. Okay, so it works the following. So I have the single autofocus turned on right now, and I hope you can hear that. When I'm focusing, I'm only half pressing the shutter. I cannot get focus somewhere. I'm not looking through. Okay, let's turn the focus off so it works better. I'm only half pressing, and I hope you can hear that. The camera starts to take pictures, but none of them get saved unless you fully press the shutter. So look at the LED, which shows you that it's writing something or doing something. You see when I stop and I now get in playback, yeah, it doesn't save anything. So you need to fully press the shutter, and that's the way it works. So it makes sure you never miss the shot. So if you're late pushing, if you're late hitting the shutter release and the moment is already gone, you still get it. And that's awesome. But you have to use the electronic shutter, and especially if you have artificial light, you might not want to use the electronic shutter. Okay, India, very nice. I've been to India. It was awesome for photography. Actually, I've been there with my X Pro 1 quite some time ago. Okay, we have 35 people watching and only 11 likes. Why is that? Why are you watching if you don't like it? You have two choices. You stop watching or you hit the like button. Okay? It starts happening. Wonderful. Oh, I love this question. I hope someone from Nikon is watching. Are you missing the single XQD slot? Yeah, very good question. Yeah, I also enjoyed the launch of the EOS R yesterday. That was amazing. That was really a funny experience, because I've been talking to so many people about the new Canon EOS R, and none of them said, I need to get this camera. So nobody was really excited. And the funny thing is that I knew that Fuji was gonna release the X-T3 today, and it's perfect timing. I love it. What are some must-have lenses for the X-T3? Okay, that's not an X-T3 specific question, but my favorite lenses are the 16 1.4. I mean, you can buy that lens only because of the lens hood alone. It's a beautiful lens hood, but okay, to be honest, this lens performs awesome, and I really enjoy the short depth of field that you can get with it, and I really like the way it focuses. So you can get really close, you can focus on small subjects. Have a look at my vlog from Thailand. I photographed a little crab, and I took that shot. It's basically a macro shot, and I took it with the 16 1.4 lens. Really amazing lens. I should have bought that one earlier. Great for street, great for documentary photography, great for landscape. Yeah, it's really, I love it. So next lens, oh, I don't have it here, is the 23 1.4. Well, I do also like the 23 2.0, but I don't own it. Once I had a customer here and he brought the 23 2.0 and 35 2.0, and they are incredible. They are so small. They are way less intrusive, and I like the way they feel, and they focus a lot faster than the big ones, and still awesome lenses, but you cannot blur the background as good as with the 1.4 versions. So 16, 23, and if I would be able to choose a third lens, the 56. Look at this lens. That's the 56. I love it. Looks beautiful. It's a little more heavy, but it feels good, especially if you have the grip. It's easy. And I love the way it produces images. It has an awesome look and feel, a really shallow depth of field. And on the Xt3, it has become a it has become way faster than it used to be. So I like to work with that lens. When I do, for example, when I do weddings, I have one camera with the 16 most of the time, or the 23. I keep switching. And on the other camera, I have the 56. The 56 stays on that second camera all day long. Can recommend that. Really great lens. Okay, what else do we have? By the way, I'll be talking about lenses on my talk on the Photokina at the Fuji booth. And I'm going to show you a statistic from my US road trip in which you can see which lenses I have used most of the time. And most of the time, it was the 16. No surprise. Yeah. It was different for the Xt3 project. I shot quite some images with the 10 to 24. Let me show you one of these. That's here. This was shot on the 10 to 24. Awesome lens. I guess I'm not gonna send it back to Fuji. Guess I will. I'd like to keep that lens. And I also shot a lot of images on the 90 f2. Man, that's an awesome lens as well. Let me show you that one. Example image. Sorry, full screen. Full screen, here. Come on. This one was shot on the 90. Oh my God, it's too bright. Does it? Okay. You can, you should go to my Instagram feed, in which I have just uploaded this image. I'm gonna link it. My Instagram needs to grow again. My account has been hacked, so I'm gonna link it here, the image that I just showed you. Follow me there. I need new followers. My account is new, it got hacked. Not a nice thing. So, let's see, what else do we have? Questions. Oh, I'm missing a lens like the 18 to 35. Okay, yeah, you can use the Sigma with the adapter, that's true, but that's something I would not want to do. Um, do you think the Xt3 is a camera for a non-professional user? Okay, that's a great question. Is the Xt3 a camera for a non-professional user? Yeah, why not? What's the problem? Um, why should you not start your photography with a professional camera? Why would you pick a, let's call it a worse camera, if there is a better one available at a very, very good price? So honestly, if the more professional camera would cost twice as much, okay, that's something to consider. But the Xt3 comes at a really fair price, so why would you not take the Xt3? It gives you space to grow and to get better in your photography. And I would always, it's always better if, you know, if the limiting factor is your camera, then you have space to grow. If the camera is the limiting factor, you need to spend money again. So why not start with the best camera that you can get, if you can afford it, and then you can grow. That's my recommendation. If money is an issue, start with a cheaper, maybe older camera and put the money in the lenses. Okay. Xt3 or XH1 if I don't need video? Easy question. Why would you pick the XH1 if video is not an issue? I need to drink something, guys. Sorry. So, okay, we can now go on. I'm gonna get comfortable here. So, the XH1 offers one really big thing that the Xt3 does not have, and that's the in-body image stabilization. If you don't shoot video, you don't need that. You can just increase your shutter speed. I mean, you can expose longer by a little factor if you have the lens stabilization. But what I wanted to say was something different. Still a little confused. You can just increase the ISO and avoid camera shake. And that's something that's not possible when you film. So if you do video, you need the stabilization. If you do photo, you can increase the ISO. And we all know that Fuji has really, really awesome ISO performance, and it's not gonna be an issue. So regarding photography, especially regarding autofocus speed, go for the Xt3. Yeah, you will not regret it. Okay. Do you know if they will drop a new XH2? If I knew, I wouldn't tell you. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know if there is an XH2 coming, but I hope so. I hope so. I really, really love my XH1. It's a great camera. But yeah, the sensor of the Xt3 is awesome, and I would really like to see that sensor and its capabilities in a body with image stabilization. That would be awesome. That would be my dream camera. Until then, I really have kind of a problem. If you would ask me which one is my favorite camera, I would usually have said the XH1 is my dream camera. I think for the combination between photo and video, it still remains my dream camera and my favorite Fuji camera. The thing is that when you're on the road, you most of the times you don't bring extra equipment to stabilize your shots. So it really helps a lot if you can get stable video footage out of the hand, and that's why I think the X-H1 will stay my favorite camera for until the X-H2 will be released. We'll see. Okay. How's the noise at higher ISO compared to the Xt2? I would love to tell you, but I don't know. I don't know because I have not shot anything at higher ISO, because for the project that I did with the camera, I was always shooting with bright daylight. So no dark environments, nothing like that. I haven't tested anything above ISO maybe 400 or 800 or something like that. But regarding the sensor technology, you can expect better noise performance than with the Xt2. But what I would do is I would wait for DP Review to test it and to put it in their on their website. You can make a direct comparison between both cameras. Okay. Thomas, we have already discussed that question. I will save that video so you can watch it again and find the answer there. Would you upgrade the Xt2 to Xt3? I'm using the Xt2 for warehousing photography. So you do product photography, or what does that mean? Probably not. I think it's something that is not really demanding anything special from your camera if you do product photography for online shops or something like that. How is the shutter performance? What do you mean by shutter performance? Price? Check your local shop. What I've heard, it's around 1,500 euros. Water housing. Okay, water housing. I haven't done any underwater photography, but now I get what you mean. It's basically, so you need a better autofocus performance, you need better low light performance and stuff. Yes, I think you will notice quite a difference. So, might be a good thing to test it out. How is the ergonomics compared with the Xt2? Yes, it's basically the same. You know, you won't notice a difference. If someone would take your Xt2 and put an Xt3 in your camera bag, you take it out, you know exactly what to do. Same thing. Don't worry. Electronic viewfinder has been improved. You now get, I think, 3.7 million dots. So awesome resolution in the viewfinder. I think it's 100 frames per second refresh rate. So the viewfinder image looks really, really awesome. How looks Chrome extended? What do you mean by Chrome extended? Do you mean the silver version? Do you mean this one? Do you mean that? It looks good, but I prefer the black one. I prefer the black one. Okay. What else do we have? Let's post my Instagram link again. Make sure you go there. Where did it go? Did you get it? Here? Can I post that? Oh yeah. Okay, now I got it twice. I'm sorry. Hi from Kaiserreich, Austria. Servus. We use Fuji for a couple of years, but we never had a cam which is fresh on the market. What's your experience with Fuji with firmware version 1? Yes, good question. I don't think it's a problem to get a Fuji first firmware version. Man, that's difficult to pronounce. I don't think it's a problem. Most of the things that change with newer firmware is that things get quicker, you get new functionalities. Some people do complain about their camera crashing, freezing, whatever. I have had that with the XH1 twice. It was not critical because you just turn it off, or maybe you have to take out the batteries and restart it. But that being said, I think I have taken at least, now with this beta firmware, I have taken at least 5,000 to 6,000 images and I have had one freeze. And it's beta firmware, okay? So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. For some people that might be too much already, but yeah. I wouldn't bother. That's okay. Okay. Please include what camera lens you used on your shots on Instagram. Yeah. To be honest, people don't ask that a lot. The shot that I linked was taken with the Xt3, obviously, and it's been taken with the XF90 f2 version. Great lens. Unfortunately, I don't own it. I just borrowed it from Fuji for this project. The chrome effect. Honestly, I still don't know what you're talking about. Do you mean the film simulation? That's not something new. I don't think you mean that. You need to be more precise with your question. Okay, while waiting for new questions, checking my YouTube stats right now. Oh my God. Yeah, still I get a lot of views on my 2 new videos. Lovely. What else do we have? Do we have any further questions, guys? Let me know. "32 people watching. I guess some of you are gonna leave now because I'm not talking, but hey, this is called Q&A. So we need a Q and then you get an A. Hopefully. So let's see, I saw a new question coming up on my phone and now it comes here. Axel from Frankfurt. You're a GH5 user, you want to change to Fuji. You're using a gimbal. Would you consider XH1 or Xt3? The Xt3 is the more powerful video camera, that's for sure. So if you don't plan to do handheld shots, get the Xt3, definitely. If you like to get a little more freedom and film handheld, get the XH1. If you like to do both, I guess you know what to do. Yeah, I love both cameras, but the Xt3 has the better video capabilities. All right, you mean the black and white toning? Honestly, I have not tried that out because I have done only color photos. And I was pretty busy when I got the camera. I had to plan everything for this project. I had to organize the locations, I had to talk to the talents, to the... so much to do, really. I would have loved to play more with the camera, but I had to get this project finished, you know? Deadlines, important thing. So I have not tried the black and white toning chrome effect function, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Yes, this question has already been answered. Short answer, the battery grip does not fit. I'm sorry. You will need to get the battery grip that's made for the Xt3. Have you felt limited with the Xt2? No, I have not felt limited with the Xt2. But when I first had the XH1 in my hands, I was amazed. The XH1 is a great camera. If you like to do video, if you like to do handheld video, awesome camera. Trust me, I love it. And if video is not something that you're interested in or that you need in your work, then stay with the Xt2. Great camera. Spend the money on lenses. Do you have owned the X100F? No, but I want to have it. You can send me one. I will take it. The X100F, I don't own it. Sorry. Did you expect more of the Xt3? What? What else would you expect from the Xt3? I don't get it. It's a crazy good camera. Nothing, you cannot expect more of that camera. Somebody just wrote a comment. Oh, you're lucky. You got to test the best APS-C camera. How do you become a Fuji X photographer? I also want to do that. Yeah. I think a lot of people would love to do that, right? It was really amazing when Fuji called me about this project. As you hopefully saw in my video, I need to link that so you can have a look at the video if you haven't already. Because, you know, this is a project that I would say a lot of people would love to do. And I am so happy that Fuji asked me to do it. And I would be so happy to do it again. Awesome project. I'm a little sad that it's done now. I'm gonna post the link here. You can open that in a new tab. Worth watching. I hope. I know. I spent a lot of time in that video and I made it as good as I can, and still a lot of people don't like it. I don't know what's wrong with them. Maybe these are Canon users. Probably Canon users. Pissed off Canon users. Yeah. So, yeah, this video, I've uploaded it like around 10 hours ago, and I now got 9,000 views. Crazy. 9,000 views already. I'm getting around 1,000 views per hour. That's crazy. Okay. Would you buy the Xt3 over the Xt2? Yes, of course, you should. I don't think there is a big price difference between the Xt2 and the Xt3. I know the Xt2 has dropped in price a lot, but the Xt3 is not an expensive camera. You should get it. It's a great deal. All right. A more important question would be, let's imagine we had an XH2 with the sensor and everything from the Xt3. And there's a difference in the number to get to the same technology, because the XH1 came so much later. I would definitely choose the XH2. Why am I pointing there? I don't have one. I don't have an XH2. Sorry. There is just the, look, believe me, only the T3. Okay. Yeah, we have another question. Where is it? Here. Can I use Lumix prime lenses? No. You can't. The Lumix system has a smaller sensor. You cannot use that on the Fuji. The mount doesn't fit, and even if you would be able to adapt it, why would you do that? Fuji has the best lenses out there. No one would really want to switch to put lenses from another manufacturer on that system. I don't get it. Use the Fuji glass. It's really good lenses. They have amazing lenses. I would recommend you stay with their system. You get the best performance if you don't adapt anything. Samyang, maybe you might be able to adapt that, but I'm not a big fan of using different lenses from other manufacturers. It's always difficult because the comments come in first on my phone, but they're too small to read, and then they come in here. Nearest Fuji lenses are expensive. No, Canon lenses are expensive. And Nikon lenses are expensive. Fuji lenses are not cheap. Okay, but I think the Fuji lenses have a good price point for the value that they provide and for the way they are made. So, you know, it's always, the question is not, is it a lot of money? The question is it worth the money that you get, for what you get when you get that lens? Okay, what else do we have? Questions? I had a questions here. Here, now it comes. I'm picking up a video camera to go with my Xtra 2. Is the sensor worth overlooking the XH1? Don't get the question. What do you think of the price of the Xt2 from? Yeah, my God, it's normal that prices drop. Doesn't matter. You use that camera. Every camera drops in price. What do you want to do about that? There's nothing you can do about that. Yes, Zeiss makes some really good lenses for the X system, but honestly, I don't like the rubber on the lens. I like the all metal lens design on the on the X series way more than the rubber that Zeiss puts on their lenses. Not a fan of that. But the glass is good. Yes. So the new X-Trans4 does not improve image quality. I have not compared them side by side, but there will be an improvement, but it's not why you would switch to that camera. If you want to have image improvement, you go to medium format, okay? If shooting architecture, would it be better to buy the 10-24 or the 14? Right now, I do have both of these lenses in my studio, and what I can say is that the 14 is a great lens. I have used it a lot, but the 10-24 gives you way greater field of view. And that's something that you should consider as well. F4 is not great, so maybe you should get the 8-16. Then you have a proper lens in that area. Okay, Yuan, your question, I know what you mean. I also have this back and forth between the Xt3, XH1. Both are great cameras, but they have something completely different in their capabilities. So we have already talked about that in this video before. I will leave that video online so you can watch it later and see what I mean. But I would do the, I need both of them, sorry. The Xt3 is an excellent camera, but the missing image stabilization is something that when I go to, let's say I would go to India and I want to make great photos and a great video. I wouldn't take video equipment with me to stabilize all my shots. So I would really have to rely on the in-body image stabilization. So who cares about higher frame rate or better video if the video is completely shaky? Right? No one. If I do an important video project like I did for Fuji for the video for the Xt3 launch, I mean, you carry whatever it takes to get great video. So you take your gimbal, you take your monopod, you take your tripod, you set everything up. It's a lot of work, but you do it. So for professional video work, the Xt3 is the better option regarding video capabilities and of course regarding photo. But the IBIS is something that just makes your video look way better. And the X-H1 is a really capable video camera. Don't forget that. It's not that just because you get a new camera that all the other cameras are not worth looking at anymore. Good question. Is the blackout-free EVF also available with mechanical shutter at 11 frames? Let's try that. It's not that I don't have the camera here, all right? Let's put a memory card in. And let's test that out. We go into photo, continuous high, turn the camera on. Go into the menu. Into the menu, drive settings, 11 frames, and we turn on the electronic shutter. It is on. Okay, let's try it. Let's do it like this. Yes, it works. Let's try the viewfinder. Yep. Let me show you. 11 frames per second. Okay, electronic shutter. I remember you were asking about the mechanical shutter, and honestly, it's not possible because the mechanical shutter will, of course, black out the frame. There's no other way. Let's try mechanical shutter. I'm still gonna have to do something. So, okay, mechanical shutter, 11 frames per second. Let's go into manual focus just for demonstration. You see a little blackout, but about that much. Okay, almost no blackout with 11 frames per second, mechanical shutter and electronic shutter. As I told you in my other video. Okay, can't wait to get my hands on the Xt3. I understand that. I do a lot of street and documentary photography, and I'm so excited about this camera. Yes, it is an exciting camera, and yeah, I love it as well. What else do we have? Oh my God. I'm getting new emails all the time about new subscribers. That's great. If you haven't already, subscribe. Now, do it. And if you haven't already, please like this video. We have 34 people watching and only 18 likes. Something is wrong here. Why are you watching if you don't like it? Why? I don't get it. I'm gonna wait until at least 25 likes are here. In the meantime, I'm gonna drink something. Two more, please, come on. Must be possible. Arthur, thanks for your feedback. I'm glad that you like my work. That's nice to hear. So what I'm gonna do now is I would so much love to post photos in here because I've taken so many beautiful shots in this project. Is the grip on the Xt3 bigger than Xt2? Honestly, I have not used the grip on my Xt2 most of the time, but I think yes, it's a little bigger. It's a little bigger. Let me show you the grip so you can get an idea of what it looks like. This is the grip on the Xt3. I hope you can see it well. it's a little, yeah, it's a little bigger. I would say yes. But it's not too big. It feels really good in the hand. Hello Zeha, thanks for watching, liking and subscribing. What else? Do we have any further questions? What do you want to know about this camera? What do you want to know? Yeah, we have 2 more subscribers now. So many new subscribers today. That's awesome. Is there, maybe by the way, is there something you would like to see from the Photokina? Are you coming to the Photokina? Let me know. Maybe we can meet and have a coffee. I'm trying to record my talks at the Fuji booth and put them on my channel. Hopefully it's working. I don't know if Fuji wants me to record that, but I would love to. The shutter sound. Yeah, really good question. Important question. Let me paste a link. If you haven't already, make sure you watch that video. You can hear the shutter sound in there all over again. And let me play it right here for you now. This is 11 frames per second. Nice, right? Very nice. If you switch to the electronic shutter, you don't hear that anymore, of course. You can only hear it with the mechanical shutter, but default setup is that you can hear that little shutter sound through the speaker, so you know that you're taking pictures, because if you shoot at 20, 30 frames per second or 11, you don't have a blackout in your viewfinder and you don't have a shutter sound, you don't know that you take pictures. So there is by default this electronic clicking that you can hear, but you can turn it off. This is, by the way, the the mechanical shutter looks. But in order to show you that, I will have to turn off. Where is that setting? You know, the setting which allows you to take pictures without a lens attached. Where is it? Oh my God. The menu is actually quite big in Fuji cameras. As you might know, we have already talked about the menu in the Fuji cameras before. It's unbelievable how many settings there are. I cannot find it. Doesn't matter. I don't want to spend all that time looking through the menus. Autofocus. Yeah, it is awesome. It's hard to show you right now with the live stream what the autofocus really looks like, but it works beautiful, really. It works beautiful. And I would really love to, I'm really looking forward to use that in future projects. I will especially use that autofocus when I do my YouTube videos, which I, by the way, also do most times in front of this wall right here. And hopefully I'm not gonna be out of focus with that new feature as well. The Xt3 has had it, but only for photo. So we have it in video right now, and good thing. General autofocus, it works good it works perfect. I'm really glad to see a little improvement or a big improvement, whatever you want to call it. I mean, have a look at the autofocus points on this camera. Hold on. Have a look at that. So many autofocus points. You can get all the way to the edge. 425 autofocus points. That's crazy. Yes, the quick access button is still there, of course. Fuji would not remove that button. Trust me. Important function. All right. It's that XT-Can-It-XH1. I don't see a question in that comment. I don't know what you want to know. Maybe you could ask differently. Yes, there is a noticeable difference in low light, definitely, but I haven't compared it side by side with the with the Xt2 and the Xt3 side by side. That's something I would need to do. But you can feel the difference for sure. Okay, we got another subscriber. Awesome. 38 people watching. Come on, do you need any more information on the camera? Drop me a line in the chat. Maybe I can help you out. Let's see what's going on over at Instagram. Oh, I got only one new follower. What's wrong? Come on, I'm gonna link you my latest picture taken with the Xt3 over at Instagram. You can open that in a new window and follow me over there, please. So what else do we have? Again, I saw a question coming up here, but it's not here. My computer seems to get the things later. Xt3 and 1DX Mark II. Which one? Come on. Are you serious about that question? No, I wouldn't. If Canon would give me an 1DX Mark II for free, I wouldn't want to have it. Sorry. Too big, too heavy. I don't see the advantages in that camera, to be honest. Randy, yes, we have had that topic. There is an improvement, definitely. 1DX Mark II. No, I don't want to have that. John, I'm sorry. It's just the way that I felt. Are you really serious about that question? With the 1DX Mark II? Do you really want to carry around such a big and heavy thing? I just don't think. Tell me, where do you see a point for the 1DX compared to the Xt3. Where's the point? That will really be interesting. What does it have that the Xt3 does not have? The biggest weakness in the Xt3, good one. The weakness of the Xt3. The problem with the Xt3, let's call it this way, the problem with the Xt3 is that it's not an XH2. Okay? I love everything about the camera, but I miss the in-body image stabilization. I really do. The XH1 has become my favorite camera, but I love the features that the Xt3 provides. Awesome camera, super fast, super responsive, and everything is really great about this camera, but where is the image stabilization? I miss it. If you don't shoot video, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If you shoot video while traveling, it's a huge problem, at least for me. If you shoot video professionally, it's not a problem, because if you shoot video professionally, you have a glide cam, you have a gimbal, you have a tripod, you have a monopod, you carry whatever it takes to make that video stable. So that's not a problem for professional video filmers. But for unprofessional video filming, or for on-the-go switching between photo and video, the IBIS is something you don't want to miss. And I have pasted the link already, but I will paste it again, because I really feel that I want to share this. I had this project, I'm sorry, I'm looking for the link here. We had this project on the road trip that we did through the US earlier this year, and I was switching back and forth between photo and video all the time. And my road trip video would not have been as good as it is if I had to use the Xt3. The video quality maybe would have been better, okay, a little bit, but I don't think you would notice that on YouTube at all. So I get better video options, but the thing is, my video footage would have been shaky, and shaky video footage always looks unprofessional. So that's something for me when I'm traveling and I'm doing video for my travel and for handheld and for vlogging. Yeah, I love the IBIS. So here is the link again. Have a look at that video. If you're doing handheld stuff, it's not gonna look as smooth as it did in this project if you don't have the in-body image stabilization. So you have been using the Xt2 for a long time and you feel that it's not a big change and improvement. No, that's completely wrong. It is a really big change and the improvements are huge, but it's not something that is important for everyone. That's what I wanted to say. There are huge improvements. The camera is way more responsive, way quicker. The autofocus is so much faster. Completely different thing. The electronic viewfinder, not that it was a bad viewfinder on the Xt2. Don't get me wrong, it's an excellent viewfinder. But this viewfinder is even better. You will really enjoy looking through that viewfinder. It looks like the real world, if you have the right image profile, for sure. No, they didn't forget to put the IBIS in the camera, but they want to sell you an XH2. That's the difference. Um, Completely different systems, and if you put the IBIS into this camera, there is no reason to make an XH2. All right, so I think that's the way it is. Doesn't matter. It took a while, but slowly I seem to understand why there are these two products separated and why the one has the IBIS and the other one doesn't. Welcome all the new viewers. We have now 43. That's great. If you're new here, leave a thumbs up, please. Why do I have to tell everyone? Whenever I say that, the number goes up. Come on. Yeah, it's working. It's working. And subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. And now let me drink something. Very good question. How is the Xt3's video capabilities compared to other mirrorless cameras in the market? If we don't talk about the IBIS. Okay, very good question. I think, well, you know, I don't know every camera, but to me, I would say that the Xt3 is one of the 2 or 3 best cameras regarding video capabilities out there right now. The GH5 starts to look a little old compared to the features of the Xt3, and I don't know another camera that can output 10-bit to SD card. Even the latest Z6 and Z7 from Nikon cannot do that, and yeah, honestly, for sure, Canon's EOS R is also not able to do that. So you can really get some great footage, enormous bit rates up to 400 megabits. Yeah, great video features. How is the XF8 to 16? Man, I don't know. I want to have that lens. I have been talking to Fuji about that lens. It's not available. I cannot get it. I would have loved to do a project on this with this lens, but I'm still happy that I did the project with the Xt3. Also a great thing, but I didn't get to test the new lenses, the 8 to 16 and the 200. Okay, what else do we have? What will be the lens that you take with you? Only one. 16 1.4. Great lens. I'm a wide angle guy. I love wide angle photography. It's kind of hard to get an image that is not distracting, too distracting in the background with that lens, unless you get really close. So it's always a challenge to take a clean picture with the 16, but you get that really nice close focus capabilities. I love the 16 1.4. Yeah, great lens. Do you think the Fuji X-Raw studio will be producing TIFF files with the Xt3? Yeah, why not? It's what I would, yeah, that's its job. It's supposed to do that, so why should it not create TIFF files? I'm sure it doesn't do that right now, but it will. Xt3, no. I don't know anything about that. And if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. And certainly not in a live stream. Moving production to China helped with cost savings? Probably yes. Any noticeable changes in build quality? No. You wouldn't notice anything if no one would tell you. All right. The difference is there is no difference, honestly. I cannot feel any difference. The build quality is excellent, like always. I don't think anything will happen to this camera. I don't think anything will fall off or will stop working anytime soon. You don't feel anything. Everything works the way it always has worked. So what I would say is maybe the wheels are a little stiffer, a little tougher to turn, especially when they're locked. Don't make that mistake if you have it locked and you try to twist here. No, just joking. But especially the back wheel, you can hear that. It's way more clicky, feels a little more, yeah, tougher. But I think that doesn't have to do with the production being moved over to China. I think it has just, it's the way they designed this button. So they want a little more stiffness in there, I think. Yes, and by the way, we had this comment here. Commodore, no, it's not Nachtdurst, it's, you know, talking that much. And I have to speak really loud because the iPhone is a little further away from me, and yeah, it's kind of hard. So it's more for cooling. It's not that I'm too thirsty right now. Xt3 or Sony Alpha 7? If you ask me, get the Sony. No, why should you get the Sony? I don't know. I've had the chance to test the IBIS on the Sony, and it's almost like having no IBIS. So what's the point with the A7? Maybe if you prefer to have a full frame sensor, if that sounds better to you, you can get to the Sony. But yeah, I don't know. I still love the Fuji system, and I know Sony has at least had a lot of features that no other cameras had. But wait for some more reviews, not even only my reviews, but reviews from other people. You will see that this gap is getting really small, if not the gap is going the other direction. So the speed in which Fuji is increasing the capabilities of its system is amazing. Like 2 or 3 years ago, it used to be the worst performing video camera in the mirrorless market, and now it seems to be one of the best. So I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen there in the next few months and years. So to answer the next question, I would definitely say the Xt3 is killing both the Nikon and the new Canon. Definitely the Canon for sure. I would love to get the Nikon in my hands, but I'm not gonna do a lot of effort to make that happen. So maybe on the Photokina I will touch it. I will see what this camera can do, but it's their first generation, so I would rather expect it somewhere between, from the performance-wise, between the Xt1 and the Xt2, so I don't have that high expectations on these systems. Has the Xt3 an open Wi-Fi? I have not set up the Wi-Fi on this camera, but in order to be able to communicate with the camera, you get a notification on the camera once your phone wants to transfer data, and you have to accept that connection on the camera at least once, so you know that's for the authentication, so no one else gets to take your images. Don't worry. I think that's the reason why you're asking. Okay, I have the Xt2 and haven't had the chance to play with the XH1. So can you tell me if the difference in electronic viewfinder resolution is very noticeable? Yeah, it is noticeable. Like Max says, it's quite a big change, but I don't think that's the reason why you would switch from the Xt2 to the XH1, right? Oh yeah, you're using you're using an X Pro 1. Yeah, you will be excited. Whatever your next camera is gonna be, coming from an X Pro 1, it's a huge step, trust me. I've had the X Pro 1, great camera, I loved it. I took it to India, to America, oh my God, so many places. And then it died in Thailand, yeah. And then everything changed. That was the time when I became an ex-photographer. And yeah, but that's a whole different story. Okay. We have quite some new viewers, as it seems. Click the thumbs up button. Every 10 minutes or so, I need to comment that. Where are you from? I'm from Germany, from Stuttgart, to be precise. Oh yeah, it worked. We got 2 more thumbs up. Awesome. Werner, I don't know if you can connect with apps like QDSLR. I don't think so. But the Fuji app is pretty good. You can focus, you can start video, you can take photos, a lot of things. Wicked Nun. Great name. Yeah, what else do we have? Any more questions? I got 5 new subscribers. Awesome. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. I would appreciate it. And gonna check my statistics right now. Yeah, I got 1 new subscriber. Awesome. It works. Whenever I say hit the thumbs up, subscribe, I always get a notification right after that. I love it. Yes. So I think I'm gonna end this live stream pretty soon because I still got some other things to do today. Let's see what else, what kind of questions we get here. Would you like, now I have a question. Would you like to have live streams more often? Should we do that? We can do that, it's not a problem. I can arrange that, but I would need to know if you're really interested in that. So, no, I didn't shoot birds, but I shot a free running project. You find that video in my on my YouTube site. Why is everyone complaining about battery life? Get some extra batteries, guys. I have at least 10 to 15 batteries. Who cares? Put a battery in. If you like the camera, what's the problem with batteries? I need to charge my phone 2 or 3 times a day. Who talks about that? If you use the equipment, batteries will get empty. Live with it. More live stream. Okay. Yeah. I will do that. I'm gonna arrange a live stream probably for the weekend. How about that? Another subscriber. Awesome. Kit lens. The kit lens is great. I love it. I have a video about the kit lens. Check my channel. You can watch that later. Post-processing. For this project, I shot completely in RAW. To be honest, I shot RAW and JPEG, but I was only able to process the JPEG files. So there is no, there is no RAW converter available. At least there has not been any RAW converter available to me. Silver body right here. Looked like it will ding easily. You mean scratches and stuff like that? I don't think so. I don't know. I can't tell you honestly, but I think it's pretty robust. It's metal, and it's, I mean, yeah. The black ones also can get problems, but most of the time I have a tripod plate on that, so wherever I put it, it's gonna scratch the plate and not the body. But that was something that I was really a little pissed about when I had the X Pro 1. I put a leather thing, leather grip around it and to protect it, but honestly, a camera is a tool, so it can get scratches. It's okay. So what else do we have here? As I told you, not a lot of more questions because I'm getting tired. It's 7 p.m. and yeah. Does the camera power on when tethered? I don't know. I haven't tested that. I cannot test it right now, but good question. Good question. 1 a.m. in Malaysia. My neighbors are in Malaysia right now. So the world is small. Okay. Any further important questions? If not, I will leave you with my YouTube channel. Feel free to watch my 2 latest videos on the Xt3 over and over again, as often as you like. Feel also free to share them if you like them. I would appreciate that if you share them. Subscribe to my channel, and please subscribe to me on Instagram, because my main Instagram account got hacked. I've had so many followers there, and it got hacked, and the Instagram support just really doesn't exist. So I really need to set up everything from scratch. So I would appreciate if you follow me there. I've posted the link in the chat right now, and I will post a lot of my latest work for this project with the parkour over there, so you can see the images that I shot there as well. Okay. How will you convince your Sony friends to Fuji? You shouldn't convince anyone. Let people use what they like. You know, some people like to work on a Windows computer. Some people like to work on, use their Android phone. Some others like to use an iPhone. It doesn't matter. It's good that people use different systems, because it makes the competition for the whole market a lot harder, and it makes it a whole lot more interesting. I mean, imagine we now can laugh at Canon. Imagine Canon wouldn't exist. That would be boring. So let everyone shoot what they want. And I've said it quite often in this video. If you're not able to take a good picture with whatever camera you have in your hand, you're not going to take a good picture with another camera. The camera is just a tool, and you can take good video or good photo with every camera. I mean, imagine what kind of capabilities you have with your phone. And we didn't have that years ago, not in that quality. So I wouldn't want to convince anybody using a different system. I think, yeah, it's not worth it, because whenever you convince someone to switch to another system, once they get a problem or once they doubt if that system is the perfect system for them, it's going to be your fault, and you don't want that. Okay, yes, Chan, thank you very much. Feel free to share the content. I will really do, I'm looking forward to recreate my old videos, because the way the lighting is and the way the audio is in my old videos, it needs to be improved. And as you can see, I invested in some new quality light, and I think it looks a lot better, even in this crappy live stream here, which is not the greatest quality, but I think it's fine. And I need to get my channel, my whole channel quality up. Good. So if you have any further questions, also feel free to comment in my other videos. I'm trying to get to reply to every comment, but sometimes I forget. Don't be mad at me. It can happen. Because unfortunately, life does not only consist only about you. It doesn't always. Life is not only about YouTube. That's what I wanted to say. So sometimes I need to work, and sometimes replying to questions can be difficult. Anyway, as I told you, I like the camera. I like the Xt3 a lot. It was a great opportunity. If someone from Fuji is watching, thanks for this great opportunity. If not, we're gonna talk about that on the Photokina. And yes, it was a pleasure to have you all here. I'm gonna leave this video online so you can watch it again, send it to your friends or whatever. Have a good, let's take this out. Have a good evening, and yeah, see you in the next video. Goodbye.